Hi, I'm Chesar. Welcome to another Builderall Tips and Tricks episode. Every week I will take a look at all the questions on my channel, emails, and the official Builderall Facebook groups. I'll pick a few and guide you through the how-tos of it all. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell because I'll be coming at you a few times a week. The new Builderall is totally rewriting the industry standards for digital marketing software. 40+ tools that seamlessly integrate with one another under one roof at one price. So check it out. Click on one of the links in the description and take advantage of my exclusive offers full of over $8,000 worth of bonuses if you join my award-winning Builderall team. So let's get to it. All right guys, in today's video we're going to do an advanced lesson on how to edit your mobile version of your website inside Cheetah. So let's get to it. Let's jump right inside our Cheetah website builder. All right, so I kind of set up some stuff here to show you what we could do here with mobile. And one of the things is making columns. Now this is obviously the desktop version of my website here. So what would this look like if it were in mobile? So let's take a look. So I'm going to head over onto my mobile version here and we'll see what something like this would look like. So here we're inside mobile and you can see this. I mean, it's okay. Maybe this is the look that you were going for and that's fine. But I want to have columns like we had in the desktop. Let's say I want it 3 columns across. So let's see how can we do that inside mobile. So what you have is you have your little side panel editor here, and all we have to do is click on the panel. Now if you're in mobile and you hover over the panel with your cursor, see how that little flap comes out right here? That's your panel. So I'm going to click on that and now I'm editing the panel. See right there? So it's a little flap on each one of these panels. Click on that and you'll be good to go. Now we're going to come down to this one right here. Mobile Columns Advanced. So we're going to click on this here and we're going to enable this. So let's enable it. And it's defaulted to 2 grids or 2 columns. So you can see it randomly chose where those 4 elements on that panel line up. So, I mean, it's okay, not too bad, but let's try to do a 3 grid. So we only have 2 choices, 2 columns or 3 columns. Let's see what 3 columns does. And there you have your 3 columns across and your oddball down here. He's stuck down there because you only have 3 columns and you have 4 elements. So what can we do here to maybe say we wanted this text in the middle where this blue buttons are and move the blue buttons down here? Not a problem. What we can do is click on Move Mobile Elements. Now you're going to see all the elements on this panel. Now this panel is identified, I identified it with this mustard color back here. So this is a panel, this black header up here, and then there's another panel down here. So we're dealing with 4 elements in this panel. So you can see them right here. If I hover over them, the first one here, it's the box with the red buttons. You can see the perforated box or outline of the box I'm hovering over, and there's the blue buttons. So we want to move this blue button all the way down to the bottom, and we want to move the text up where the blue was. Now you can say, well, nothing happened. Well, you still have to click Move to engage that. So let's click Move and see what happens. There you go. So you can move these elements around on your mobile and really play around with this. It's advanced stuff. And like I said earlier, is you really have to plan out in your head as you're building your website or your sales funnel what you want your mobile to look like. You may not even want this text on the mobile version. Now, if I wanted to hide that text at this point, what I could do is click on the text and just hit the little eyeball. Text is gone, and then I don't even have to worry about it anymore. If I want to get the text back, I would come up here to the eyeball up here. This shows all my hidden elements, and you can just hover over it and you can see it pop back in. And if I want it back, if I wanted to put it back permanently, I just click on the eyeball again. The text is back in. To make this box disappear, all I have to do is hit the eyeball up here in the top right-hand corner, and that box disappears. So you can see we can move. Now let's just move, let's play around and let's move these red buttons down to where the blue is. So click on our panel again. We're editing our panel, that little side flap. Scroll down here until we have Move Mobile Elements. And we can see where is the red one. The red one is here. And where's the blue one would be on the bottom. So let's move the blue one up to the red area. And this one down here, that should do it. I'll hit move. And that should reverse them. So that's how easy it is. So you might be saying to yourself, well, why is this so advanced? This doesn't seem really that complicated. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It really depends on how complex your website or sales funnel is on each page. So if this is a demo, this is kind of laid out to be easily maneuvered without really messing the lookup. Any way you go here would look halfway decent. So I'm going to switch this back to the two columns. We have it on 3. Let's change it back to 2, and we can do that right on the fly inside our mobile. Say I didn't want the text here. I wanted the text down in the bottom right-hand corner. I just move the elements again. We can see our text is down here, and we'll just replace it down here, and I'll hit move, and that'll make it permanent. And there you have a decent look. You can see here the text is really not matching up to the box the way you want it. So if this is the look and the only thing that was hanging you up right here, you can go into your global fonts right here on the A up here. Let me make this disappear. And you can actually change the mobile size of your global font. Now I believe this is headline number 3. So if I click on my global font area, the A, you'll see I'll go to H3. And I can change headline 3 right there. You see how that's changing? I can make it bigger and I can make it smaller until it fits the way I want it to fit. And that's how you do that. Now that's a permanent global change, and that will affect every text box that you have that is that headline 3. It's global. And we'll hit our we'll hit our A up here again to make that disappear. Now you see it's still kind of hanging off. So what could we do about that? So let's bring out our side thingy here. We'll click edit this text, and we need to nudge this over to my left. So let's do that. We'll click on the pencil, and we're going to click for this text box. We'll click on advanced, and then basically we're going to deal with lateral spacing. So in this case, we can do a couple things here. We can do the left and right spacing, and it kind of fixes it up like that. Or let's do our left spacing. See how we're moving it, squishing it to the left? That's not really working the way I want it. Let's try moving it to the right. There we go. Now it's not hanging off. And let me click up here. Now that's looking pretty centered and pretty nice. So you can make these little minor tweaks, but you can see now we have 2 columns and we have 4 blocks. Now let's go back to our desktop. And you can see that's what our desktop would look like. Let's drop an image in here. So let me just squish up this text a little bit, make it more of a boxy type. Let's bring in an image in. We'll just drag this image in here. Make this a little bit bigger. I'll just pick any image here. So that's good. Make this panel a little bit bigger. And let's see what happens here. So let's, I'm just gonna save that. Then we'll click on mobile and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so that's not looking great. I probably should have picked a square picture. That would have been helpful, but we can actually, this will actually work out good because we have an odd number. We can drop this picture down toward the bottom and put our text up here. And actually we'll move one of the buttons up there. So let's do that. Let's move this around so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. So we need to click on the outside flap here. Grab that right here. Now we're editing our panel. We'll scroll down to move mobile elements. Now you can see here, I'm hovering over that image and I want to move that down with the text. We'll move the text where the red buttons are right now. Drop that there. Now don't forget, we have to click move. And there you go. Now if you wanted to make this picture a little bit bigger, these boxes with the buttons in it a little bit smaller, we can do that on an individual basis. So let's grab this picture here. We're going to edit this picture and we're going to go down to lateral spacing here. And we can extend the bottom if we want to, give it a little bit more breathing room. Maybe give it a little bit more breathing room here on the top. And we can't do a whole lot. We can't make it a whole lot bigger. We certainly can make it smaller, but it's pretty much as big as we can make it is right there. But we gave it a little bit more breathing room. So let's see what that looks like there. That's not too bad, but there's your 2-column. Now I'd be curious to see what this would look like with 3 columns. Click on here and we'll go to mobile columns. We'll click on number 3 and there you go. This is not a good look right here. And how could we fix this if I wanted to? Personally, I don't think I'd want 3 columns across on mobile. I think it would be really like way too confusing. So, I mean, the only thing I could do is maybe shrink. If I really had to have this 3-column across, maybe I could shrink up my text here. So let's edit our text just for fun. You can see I'm editing the text. Go down to advanced. Now text is always different. The lateral spacing is usually on the other elements and the text box is a little bit different. And we can make it like that. And yeah, it's not really giving us a whole lot of options here. We can just give it a little bit more space. And the picture, the image is going to be on the lateral spacing tab. And yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do here. We can maybe even it up here with the top. But it's basically a matter of playing around with it as much as you can. I mean, if you're just going to shrink it in, it's not going to look good on an image. So that's as good as you're going to get it. I honestly don't think the 3 columns is a good idea here on mobile. And I have this blown up so you can see how crowded that is. So I would definitely stick with the 2 columns on this. So I'm going to drop it back to 2. Go back to mobile columns. Let's choose 2. And there you can see that's a lot better. We would just have to fix our text up a little bit here, punch that over a little bit. And so I'm clicking the pencil here, go to advanced on the text, and mess around with this top slider, kind of even it up a little bit, and then move it over just a tad, see? So I'm just kind of squaring it up there in the middle. So that looks a little bit better. Maybe we can even go to the right a little bit more. and we'll see what that looks like. And that looks a lot better. Maybe I can even do something with the top. Punch that up a little bit and click over here so I get rid of that. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. And then we can mess around with this image here. It's actually not too bad. And we'll do on, remember the image is a little different. We have to go, it's lateral spacing. And we'll do, pull that up. See how I'm messing with the top space? Bringing that up a little closer. And maybe give it some breathing room down here on the bottom. Little bit of breathing room. Click off that over here. And you have a pretty decent look. So that's how you make columns and do some really some nice tweaking inside your mobile editor. So let's say I wanted to have Advanced Builderall Mobile, this title over top of my logo. I can click on that. Now you can move elements up and down within a panel, or you can move a panel. But in this case, I just want to move the text box over the image inside this one panel. Like I can't move this text box into this mustard green panel. It won't work. But I can move it within its own panel. So I move that up, and you can see you have a completely different look, which looks horrible. So let's reverse that back. I can just hit the up arrow, and if you want to do that, you can just engage it and then click on your element that you want to move and then hit the arrows that are on your keyboard of your computer, and that will do it too. You just have to engage it again, hit my up arrow, and it's done. So a question came up, can you move the panels around in mobile without it affecting desktop? The answer is no. So how you have your desktop panel set up is the way it's going to be on mobile. I will show you that. Let's move this panel here, our top header panel, and we would just go into, we're editing this panel. We'll go to Move Panels, click on here, and let's just drag it and reverse to 2. Again, we're going to click on Move. And now you can see my header panel is underneath that mustard panel. But it's going to change it on desktop as well. So let's go over to desktop by clicking here. And there you can see it moved my header panel on the desktop as well. Whatever you do in mobile on moving a panel will reflect on your desktop as well. So let's just say you really like that look that we just did on mobile, and I'm going to show you how you can have different panels on your desktop and how they're completely different on mobile, and that's by hiding them. So let's say we move this panel in mobile, we really like the look, but we hate it on desktop. So all we have to do is, I'm going to duplicate this panel. I'll just blow this up for you. I selected the panel, I'm going to duplicate it, clone element. Now it's a panel, so it's always going to drop a panel to the bottom, the very bottom. All right, so we definitely don't want this panel here, but we want to leave it there temporarily because we love it this way on mobile. So what I'm going to do is hide this on the desktop by clicking on the eyeball here, hide element. So now I hid this on desktop. So now here's a little trick for you. We're going to take this panel, just highlight it. We're going to go to our editor here. So we engaged our panel, right? We're going to go to Move Panels. We had to engage it first or hit the pencil. We're going to go to Move Panels. We're going to take that last panel, that's the one we duplicated, and drop it all the way up to the top and select Move, like save. All right, it moved it. Now we have that duplicated header panel that we really want to have on desktop, but we don't want to have it on mobile. So let's go to the mobile. Now you have the two headers. I want to hide the panel on mobile. So now that's how you do it. So our header on the mobile site, we say we wanted it down here. I know we really don't, but we have it showing here on mobile, but we have this header showing on the top where a header should be on the desktop version. So all you have to do is just duplicate this panel, put it where you want on desktop, and hide the one on desktop that you don't want to show on desktop, but you want to show on mobile, and vice versa. And that's how you do it. I know it's a little confusing, but I think maybe if you replay this section again, you kind of get what I'm talking about. So you can really mess around with all this kind of stuff. Guys, a lot of other platforms out there do not give you the flexibility like Builderall does, and it's why I love Builderall so much. They're always thinking above and beyond any other company out there, any other platform out there when it comes to us building really cool sites. So not only is the Cheetah website builder, sales funnel builder, absolutely amazing, guys, but the mobile version is really cool too, because you do have that flexibility to tweak things, make columns, make 3 columns if you want inside mobile. So you just don't have some computer just deciding what your mobile is going to look like. You actually do have some flexibility there, so you can be creative and have the look that's perfect for your brand on mobile. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I check them daily. And don't forget, if you haven't tried out the new Builderall, just click on one of the links in the description and get all my exclusive bonuses when you join the Premium or Funnel Club plans. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the inside.